So Austin, though, what a great place to be in the Austin area. Is that like a dream home base for you?
Yeah, I was born in San Antonio, which is about a hour drive south of Austin, where I live currently. And I always just my whole life, my brother and I both, and my brother and sister and I all just kind of like wanted to live in Austin. And it's a great spot. And I've been saying it for 38 years, basically. Well, I haven't been talking since I was born. But I just love the city, and I love kind of what it means and what it stands for. And now here I am with my wife and kids in the place that I consider home, and I feel very fortunate.
So what's the zoo like at home with all the kids running around, and certainly during these last couple of months?
Well, what's funny is that last couple times I saw y'all guys, I was doing Supernatural in Vancouver, and so I didn't spend a lot of time with the kids, because I was in a different country. So now that I'm here, I'm sort of like I'm more in awe of my wife than I ever have been, and I'm sort of like calling my agent, going, "Hey, are there any films out of the country that are coming up that want a tall dude from Texas?"
Kelly can relate.
So,
Yes, I know that. I know the situation well.
yeah,
Supernatural, you mentioned that was what, a 15-year run on Supernatural?
yeah. Well, we call it 15 and a half, Ryan, because we had to take off 6 months for quarantine. So give us some credit, man.
No,
15
I
and a
understand.
half.
I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9" and a half.
Brian.
But this series versus Supernatural, Walker couldn't be more different. I mean, totally antithetical.
Yeah, yeah, it's very true. And also the way we've rebooted and reimagined Walker, which obviously lives on in lore, Mr. Chuck Norris himself, is very different. And it's set. Our version is set very much in 2021, and in the world we find ourselves in, with everything going on, politically and with the pandemic. And it's a very different character, but I kind of wanted to say goodbye to acting and to being on camera after 20 years on, Gilmore Girls and Supernatural. And then this storyline kind of started to make sense. And CBS Studios and CW Network were wonderfully supportive about us telling the story that we hoped to set out to tell. And so it's kind of fun. It's fun to be a different character and to go, can I act? I have 400 episodes of television, but
And this is for the whole family, right? This series, this
It
show?
it's very much a family show. So this is a very, very different show than Walker Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris was. This isn't a show about a Texas Ranger who happens to have a family. This is a show about a father and a widower who happens to be a Texas Ranger. And so it's very much a show that my kids can watch. Supernatural is pretty scary. And there were a few times where I would get a FaceTime call from my wife and I would answer, but I'd have blood on my face on Supernatural. And so the kids would be like, Dad, not real. And so this is very much a show that I can't wait to show my kids, and they get to see why Dad is gone all the time, So I'm looking forward to that part of it.
Well, go off the set and nail that scene. We'll let you run. Thanks for coming on. Great to see you, Jared.
Thanks a
Hi,
bunch.
Jared. Thank you.
Walker premieres tonight, 8 o'clock on the CW.